Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Melanie, and I am the team lead for One More Wave Spring 2017 campaign. Over the past 11 weeks, we've been researching, planning, implementing, and evaluating. Well, again, like Dr. said, thank you all for being here. Before we dive into our campaign, I want you all to do me a favor and close your eyes. Now imagine your most serene place. Maybe it's in the ocean. The waves are crashing, washing away all your worries. The sun is shining. You inhale, and you can feel the ocean mist tickle your nose. And you exhale, and all of your worries wash away. Now you can open your eyes. That feeling of serenity that you just felt is exactly what One More Wave tries to incorporate for its recipients. I know you all know who One More Wave is, but I'm going to tell you one more time. One More Wave is a nonprofit organization that provides free surf equipment for disabled veterans. So now that I painted the picture of who One More Wave is, we're now going to dive into our campaign.
Hi, I'm Ariana. So before we started our campaign, we really had to take an in-depth strategic look at One More Wave's organizational function. And we broke it down into strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So first we have our strengths, and this is internal advantages served to the organization, something that One More Wave has complete control of and that they're doing well. And this is things like their mission, which is specially crafted for their audience and really strikes a chord in every single person that hears it. Additionally, being a nonprofit, it really shows your passion for the organization. And lastly, for our strengths, we have location. Location, location, location. So operating in San Diego is the third largest veteran community in all of the nation. And we have access to over 200,000 veterans. Additionally, being a very prominent surf community, we have reach to all these amazing audiences. Moving on to our weaknesses. This is disadvantages to the organization, but something that One More Wave has complete control of. And this is something like not being partnered with an influencer, which we found as a huge opportunity and something that would really benefit your organization. Additionally, not being a brick and mortar operation and solely operating online kind of serves as a disadvantage as audiences don't have that in-person contact as much as they could if you had that in-person contact. Additionally, we have our opportunities, and this is advantages to your organization by not something that you necessarily have control over. So this is things like being your unique service. There's no other organization that offers wounded or disabled veterans access to surfing equipment, so that really sets One More Wave apart. Additionally, there's a constant need of their service among wounded or disabled veterans. There's always going to be a wounded or disabled veteran that wants to surf and simply doesn't have access to. And that's where One More Wave steps in and offers their service. Lastly, we have our threats. And this is external disadvantages. This is completely out of your control and things that serve as a disadvantage to your organization. Being active duty military, you guys constantly face risk of deployment. So that serves as a potential disadvantage. Alternatively, with the service that One More Wave provides, it can be a very expensive operation. When you total the cost of sometimes flying people out for the individual surfing equipment, everything kind of can sum up to a very high cost. And that is our SWOT analysis.
Hi everyone, I'm Nicole. For our formative research, we did a series of quantitative and qualitative methods. For the quantitative method, we distributed surveys to the San Diego community. We targeted veterans, the veteran-affiliated community, such as spouses and family, and the surfing community. Through these surveys, we really needed to figure out what the current level of awareness was, what people already knew, what people wanted to know, and exactly how we were going to target the most important messages to them. We also needed this for baseline data. We needed some real numbers. We needed some comparison to make sure that we really did move the awareness needle. And despite the previous campaigns that have gone on for the JMS program, we found out that the current level of awareness and the willingness to apply was still fairly low. For our qualitative research, we conducted a series of in-depth interviews. We interviewed a Navy veteran, his wife, and a recipient. We did these interviews to really dig in deep and make sure that we knew everything we needed to know and get some personal anecdotes to make sure that we made the experience really personal for everybody. From these interviews, we found out a couple common themes. We found out that the people in the military consider the people they work with not just a friend and not just a coworker. These people are their family. They're the ones they call late at night to ask for a bite to eat. They call and ask who the best tattoo parlor is in town. Or even when it comes to more important things like serious PTSD or help with a critical injury or just advice about anything in life. So we really took this into account when we created our campaign. We wanted to make sure that whatever event we threw was family oriented and they really felt part of the One More Wave crew. The second thing we found out was that they hate the word therapy. They do not consider surfing a form of therapy. When they think of therapy, they think of the one-on-one with the lady sitting across in the sofa taking notes on your life. And that is not what they want. These people are strong. They can take care of themselves. The last thing they want to do is go to therapy. So when we were crafting our messages, we really wanted it to resonate with our target audience. So we never used the word therapy, we never used the word counseling, or any sort of negative term or what could be considered negative to make us seem smarter than them or better than them in any way. So we really took that into account and we made Barrels and Brews just a good time, a fun-filled event for everybody.
Hi, I'm Kiana. So One More Wave crafted 3 major key messages to incorporate in the campaign's media coverage, tactics, and overarching strategies. We really wanted these key messages to resonate with One More Wave's recipients and hopefully give those who may not know who One More Wave is as an organization a better understanding about the awesome services they provide. With that, I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper about the messages behind what each of these key messages mean. You already made the sacrifice. One More Wave is here to alleviate the pain. One More Wave recognizes and values every second of dedication and service our veterans have committed to our country. To give back, One More Wave returns this commitment by prioritizing their time with just as much value as they hold to us, all while guaranteeing a smooth ride along the way. Customized equipment, personalized to your journey. All veterans come from different backgrounds, families, and experiences. One More Wave crafts their surfing equipment with care and their personal journey in mind. From customized equipment to life skills, One More Wave supports veterans by giving them the tools they need to ride the wave of life and find inner peace within the ocean. One More Wave pushes you to look toward the horizon. So regardless of past experience or knowledge of what it's like to be in the water, One More Wave welcomes all veterans and invites them to kick back and join One More crew. So whether you're already a skilled surfer or a first-timer in the ocean, One More Wave encourages its veterans and recipients to challenge themselves and push forward to keep the wave rolling.
Hi, I'm Cassidy. For our Keep the Wave Rolling campaign, we created various promotional materials to promote our event before and after our event. We created promotional leaflets that we distributed prior to Barrels and Brews that included on the front a cover that said, "Join us for one more." We created this message so that people would question, "Join us for one more what?" you may ask. On the back, we answer that question and we say, "Join us for one more laugh, one more moment, one more donation, one more beer, but most importantly, join us for one more wave." We also included parking information since it did take place in Ocean Beach so that everyone could maintain a smooth arrival, and also more information about the key aspects of Barrels and Brews. We also created social media posts that were posted prior to the event and after the event that were both eye-catching and would resonate with our audience to get past the noise that is so constant in every social media platform. We also wanted to create promotional materials that would be present at Barrels and Brews for people to take away to remember One More Wave Day and to remember the organization. We created these goodie bags that had a patch, a sticker, and surf wax, and we created these messaging cards that had more information about One More Wave as an organization, as well as information as to how you could help out the local veteran community in San Diego on One More Wave Day. We also had a photo booth at our event, so we took advantage of that and customized this photo booth strip to say, "United we stand, in waves we restore," as well as including the hashtag Barrels and Brews to encourage our audience to post on social media and spread word about One More Wave.
Hi everyone, I'm Chandler, and based on our research, we found 3 main goals for One More Wave. We wanted to improve awareness among the San Diego public, improve funding and donations, and promote applicants for One More Wave. And to do this, we had 3 main impact objectives. These were behavioral, attitudinal, and informational. So for our behavioral objective, we wanted to change the way people acted towards this organization. So we wanted to improve and increase donations by 5% within 4 months. For our For our attitudinal objective, we wanted to improve the way people felt towards the organization. So we wanted to increase the willingness of applicants by 10%. And for our informational objective, we wanted to increase the awareness amongst the San Diego veterans and the San Diego public as a whole by 10%.
Now, we really saw One More Wave's target audience in kind of these expanding circles, if you will. Now, first you have wounded veterans. That exactly is who One More Wave is trying to serve. Then you expand out to veterans, then to those who know veterans, their friends, their family members, and then to the broader San Diego community. Now, as discussed previously, our formative research showed that these were latent publics. That means that they weren't aware of One More Wave, its mission, or its values. So that was something we really had to work to move them from a latent public to an aware public and eventually to an active public that was passionate about the organization and really wanted to support it. So how were we planning to do this? Well, we decided to use strategies, next slide please, that were based in theory because that means we know that they have the power to really move the needle. We had two strategies. One, promotion. Like I said, in order to be passionate about an organization, you have to know the organization. So we started there. And then we also wanted people to really engage with the messaging, to make it their own, to help them to really understand why does One More Wave matter and why do I want to be a part of it and get on that surfboard and ride the wave. Our tactics laddered back up to each of these objectives so that we were able to really move the needle.
So like Sydney mentioned, a major component of our campaign was media promotion. And we wanted to promote on these 3 platforms because we wanted to get our word out there in a media platform that was easily accessible to the San Diego community. So we pitched 14 local media publications with both a press release and a media advisory detailing information both about the event and about the organization as a whole. So we ended up landing coverage at KUSI. And KUSI reaches roughly 2.6 million adults monthly. This is huge. Who here has heard of KUSI? Awesome. So that shows that we really were able to reach our target audience of the San Diego community. Additionally, we landed a placement on KPBS Online, which although is a local media platform, reaches national audiences. Approximately 600,000 visitors per month, which was also huge in reaching our national audiences. Additionally, we did get a segment on KSON, and although we couldn't get their numbers, what we do know is that KSON targets our same target audience, young San Diego adults that love to either serve or engage with the community.
Hi, I'm Brittany. So as Ariana said, media coverage was a major component in relaying our message to the public. So our first coverage was the Friday before the event when Alexis did a 30-second segment on KSON radio, right before the national anthem was played, which is huge because that relates to veterans. And then during the segment, Alexis explained One More Wave's mission and announced the Barrels and Brews event, which relates to our message that everyone is welcome to join the crew. And then the next morning, the Saturday morning before the event, One More Wave's Director of Operations, Kyle Bucket, did a 5-minute segment on KUSI's Good Morning San Diego. The segment started off by showing a clip of one recipient's journey back in the water, which related to our message that One More Wave provides a personalized journey for each of its recipients. And then Kyle took a surfboard on camera and showed how One More Wave had customized a surfboard for the recipient. He explained all the adaptive features that the shaper added, which helped the recipient get back in the water, which relates to our message that One More Wave provides personalized equipment for each recipient. And then at the end of the segment, he reminded viewers about the event the next day and announced for the first time to the media that we would have professional surfer Taylor Knox as our keynote speaker at the event. The last way we were able to get our messaging out to the public before the event was by tabling outside of Helms Brewery. So on the Friday and Saturday before the event, One More Wave team members set up a table outside of Helms, totally branded with One More Wave, and we're handing out leaflets and flyers to people walking by, which relates to our message that we wanted to unify the community to come out and support the event.
Hi, I'm Veronica. Since social media played a huge role in promoting our event's awareness, we use this as a tool to further promote what One More Wave is all about. For example, we collected more than 70 different social media posts from over 3 different social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Next, we distributed these leaflet flyers across different bases throughout San Diego and the San Diego State Veteran House and the San Diego State Veterans Center. And lastly, our new renamed beer, The Wave, we partnered with Helms Brewery Co. to remake this beer for our One More Wave Day.
Hello everyone, I am Alexis and we are all going to hop on our surfboard and ride through the wave of our Barrels and Brews event. So Barrels and Brews was held at Helms Brewing Company on March 5th from 1 to 5. And as 1 o'clock was approaching, the sun was shining, you could feel the breeze from the ocean, there were good looking people all around, everyone was really excited. So we had a lot of different components to the event that we really wanted to brand and help. If you have never heard of One More Wave before, we wanted to make sure that if you were new to the organization, you went home understanding who they were. So over to the left-hand side of Helms Brewing Company, there was musicians that were playing. So they were drawing in that crowd. They were creating a sense of curiosity in Ocean Beach where patrons that were walking by were wondering, what is going on here? Who is One More Wave? What is this about? And then we also had cornhole on the sidewalk as well, and a One More Wave merch table where, again, guests were coming up and they were wondering, who is One More Wave? Why are they here? What is going on? And then once you went into the event space, it was further branded to One More Wave. We did have the photo booth to the left-hand side, and as you can see, we have the photo strip behind me. That was a memento that served as something that guests could take home. We also had small details such as growlers where guests could leave a note either for a veteran or to congratulate One More Wave on One More Wave Day, as well as we were very insistent on making this a family-friendly event, so we did have coloring pages throughout for the little ones too. And then, of course, this was held at a brewery, so we had a lot of cold beer that guests were able to drink that paired even better with Shark Tank famous Cousin's Maine lobster that was right outside of the event space. And then, of course, that all led to our really big proclamation that was coming up that day, because March 5th was declared One More Wave Day. Next slide, please. And not only did the city, but the county as well declared March 5th, 2017 One More Wave Day. So with that, we had representatives from the city and the county that came and spoke on behalf of One More Wave and recognized them for all of the work they do within the community. And they were able to give them a proclamation, again, that said March 5th, 2017 is One More Wave Day in the city and the county of San Diego. And of course, this all led to our keynote speaker, pro surfer Taylor Knox, who he stood on a table and he addressed the crowd and he really drove home our messaging of who One More Wave is and why it's so crucial that they do the work that they do in the community. Because he talked about how surfing is so healing for him, and this is such a great organization for not only the military community but the surfing community as well, and really helped us end on that note of the messaging and this is who One More Wave is. So One More Wave Day had an impressive turnout, raised funds, and also helped us reach an audience that we may not have reached before.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. Now you're probably wondering, how did we fund this event? Well, we started out with $0, but thanks to a $1,500 combined donation from Lions Club North Park and Griffith's Ace Hardware, we were able to dive into our event. Cousin's Maine Lobster also came to the event at no additional cost for One More Wave, and Helms Brewery donated the space at no cost, so it was great. And on the right, we have a list of our raffle donors, as well as Photobox, who gave us a very generous discount for hosting the photo booth. We also had, well, in all, we spent a little under $1,400, and our in-kind donations were just over $1,200.
So, evaluating our event, we found out it was a huge success. We had more than 170 attendees, including a couple that drove a whole hour from North County because they heard about it on KUSI and thought it was a great cause. We also raised over $3,500 from our partners, sponsors, and raffle and merchandise sales. Helms Brewery was able to donate 20% of their proceeds that day, and it turned out to be around $270. Cousin's Maine Lobster donated 10% of their proceeds that day, and that was around $180. We also raised more than $1,800 from our raffle and merchandise sales.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. Our main goal was to improve awareness by at least 10%, but with our 4-hour event that involved drinking beers and hanging out, we actually improved it by 38% points among veterans. And with non-veterans, we improved it by 45% points. That's a huge increase in such a short amount of time. Overall, this means we were able to move a latent public into an aware public with just one event.
Not only that, now that was the big one. That's the one we really wanted to do. Check, done. We also increased willingness to apply by 13%. So before the campaign, when we asked people, how likely would you be to apply to One More Wave? Do you agree with that statement? On a scale of 1 to 7, it's about a 4.5. That puts you kind of neither agree nor disagree. So we moved them up a little bit with this event by 13%, which we only wanted to do 10. So again, check. Next slide, please. And then we really wanted One More Wave to start working with more supporting partners so that they could start to expand who they knew in the community and in order to meet new people that didn't know about One More Wave. We worked with a total of 13 partners, and 4 of them donated. 3 of those One More Wave had not worked with, and then we had even more that donated things for the raffle. So again, blew this one out of the water too. And then last but definitely not least, on an average Sunday at Helms Brewing Co., they make about $500. But on One More Wave Day, they made almost 3 times that. That's crazy. That's majorly impressive. All the things that we were able to accomplish with our event.
In order to measure our campaign success, we went into our social media metrics on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We focused this analysis on engagement, impressions, and reach. We specifically focused on engagement so that we could measure how much people were engaging with our posts. If they were liking our posts, if they were reacting to it on Facebook, if they were retweeting it, or if they were favoriting it.
So as Cassidy and Veronica mentioned, One More Wave posted across 3 major social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And within these 3 media, the team focused on measuring metrics of engagement levels across the board. So to measure the increase and change in metrics, the team compared One More Wave's social media accounts to 2 months before the campaign to those posted throughout the active campaign. What we found was a collective 16.7% increase in engagement levels across the board. This is huge. This is supporting evidence of moving the awareness needle and building upon One More Wave's social media presence. Another social media platform we used was Snapchat. So for its first time, One More Wave created a Snapchat filter of the Barrels and Brews logo to share on the day of the event. So imagine you're in Ocean Beach on a beautiful Sunday and you take a Snapshot of the ocean. As you're scrolling through the app to choose which filter to use, this would pop up and spark your interest as to what it means and what's going on around you. For those of you who attended our event, this Snapchat filter served as a digital memory to save to your camera roll and share on other forms of social media as well. So the Barrels and Brews Snapchat logo had more than 3,000 views and 50 uses on this day of the event, for those of you who were less than a mile away from Helms Brewing Co.
Concluding our findings, we have a few recommendations for our campaign. First is expand your horizons. What does that mean? It means that One More Wave is encouraged to start more partnerships with different organizations and have new events and new locations as well. This way we're able to reach a target audience that we may have not reached beforehand.
Secondly, welcome the Lions Club into the crew. So we were super fortunate to be able to work with an amazing organization like the Lions Club and be able to start this relationship for One More Wave. Now the Lions Club has access to a ton of resources, both financial and in terms of their connections. So we really strongly recommend that One More Wave continues to foster this relationship. Now just keep in mind that if One More Wave decides to work with a different service or organization, just give the Lions Club a heads up.
Catch a wave with the pros. This is the third recommendation we have for One More Wave. What does that mean? means that we encourage One More Wave to start relationships with different influencers. This is able to drive media interest and perhaps spark the media to say, what is One More Wave? They're working with a new influencer, what does that even mean? Again, what this is aimed to do is to reach perhaps non-veterans and non-surfers who don't know who One More Wave is and drive that message home.
And then keep riding the wave of success. So we were able to make a ton of connections for One More Wave. This has to do with the media. We made some great connections there. We also made connections with officials in the city and the county. So just keep on riding this wave of success and keep those connections and make sure to just kind of keep it going.
With that being said, again, after 10, 11 weeks of research, planning, implementation, and evaluation, we were able to move the needle. Again, thank you all for being here today, and don't forget to keep the wave rolling.